Copy link. Nope. Hello, friends. Hello, my friends. Hi. Yes, I can survive without my sunglasses, although it's rough. But I gotta make sure you guys can see my eyes. Because I just left the gym. I'm so shiny. Not a bit of setting powder to be found, not a blotting tissue. Oh my gosh. I need the blotting tissue. I gotta blot. I can't be sweating up a storm here on Facebook. What? Glass skin. There's my glass skin Korean skincare. Sweat. Look, that worked. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. If you got no setting powder, you got no blotting tissues, use a tissue. Look, my makeup even stayed on. God, I love her. She's a genius. I can do it all. I can do it all. Welcome in, everybody. There is a woman named Lorraine White who's wanting to see this video. So Lorraine, I sent it to you. Sent you like an invite and stuff. Now, I don't think she knows how to watch. Lorraine. You poor trout. Okay, hang on, boys. I'll be back. Let me see if I can help her. She's sending me messages. Hello, everybody. So what I'm doing here is free medium readings for you guys. I have about a half hour, and I can do maybe 3 to 4 people in that time. So go ahead and comment the name of your passed on loved one and comment your relationship to them, and I will bring them in and receive a little message. Okay? Can somebody comment on this video so I can make sure that my comments are working? Because occasionally they don't. So if somebody could just say something, just comment or drop me an emoji or something. Please. Oh my God, I did not mean to put those emojis, but it's my fingernails. There's Lorraine. Hi, Lorraine. Lorraine, leave me a comment now and see if it works. Oh, Caitlin, thank you so much. So my comments are working. Perfect. All right. Who wants to go first? Lorraine's son, Jamie, please. Can I get a message from Lorraine's son, Jamie? Yes, you sure can. He gave me the King of Wands and the Justice card. That means, he says, Mom, I'm doing okay. And he says, Mom, the right thing happened. The Justice card is all about doing the right thing, and it's about things like being just, okay? So while to us, any death of any young person is not just, it's like, no, that should not have happened. But to Jamie, he says he's at peace with his passing. Did he have any children, Lorraine? I see a child or children. If it's not his own, it's some children who he's referring to. This is like a little child, and this is Jamie like giving the child a kiss. And this is generosity toward the child. Okay, Lorraine? So I'm asking Lorraine questions, but you may not be able to respond or something. So this is what Jamie is giving me. When I asked, does he have any children? He gave me the card that says child. And it's like, it's talking about caring about a child. It's talking about feeding a child, taking care of a child, that kind of thing. So if it's not his own, he may be talking about you taking care of him when he was a child or something like that. He's giving me the image of like children being cared for and that kind of thing. Might be somebody who he loves, like a little niece or nephew, or it might be you taking care of him. Now he says he's talking about a baby who cries. So past, present, or future, I don't know, but there's a baby who cries, and the baby kept the whole house awake. Everybody in the house couldn't sleep because the baby cried so much. Okay? He's talking about that kind of stuff. He's just having little conversations. He wants you guys to know that when he passed, he liked the funeral that was held, or whatever the arrangements were. He was happy with he's calling it his send-off. It's like you guys had like a production in Jamie's memory, and he really appreciated it. Tammy, it's so good to see you, my love. I know you've been quiet. You have a new grandchild? Bah! I gotta cry. He's talking about a crying baby. That is so nice. Aww. That's so touching. Well, Jamie is blessing that child, and Jamie knows about the new grandchild, obviously. And yeah, once again, I'll just repeat, he liked the way that you guys prepared his memorial and his arrangements and all that kind of stuff. He said it was a good send-off, is what he's saying to me. Like, I can hear him using words. He says it was a good send-off. Okay? Lorraine, would you like to ask Jamie any questions while he's here? I see a lot of young people. He's talking about all the young people. Hi, Christine. Like, I would say this is his extended family, his nieces, nephews, cousins, that kind of stuff. He's an uncle, yeah. So the young people who were at his funeral, if anybody did little rituals like the bringing up the gifts, or if any of the children made a little speech or anything like that, he says that they did a good job, and he's really tingling my head a lot. There was one child who was too afraid to be involved in the funeral, and there was one child who was really like kind of proud to be involved in the funeral. So it might have been that maybe there was somebody who needed to stay home because they couldn't really do it. But then one kid was like, I'm proud, I'm going to go to the funeral for Uncle Jamie. And he wants you guys to know that in heaven, he's watching over everybody, okay? Jamie's watching over everybody in heaven. He says he's like a shooting star. He's like a lucky star. Lucky star, he wants to say. Thank you, Jamie. Mom, you can talk to him anytime. Lorraine, you can talk to him anytime because he always hears you every time you pray, okay? But he says, don't be too loud about it, Lorraine. Don't be too loud about it, he said. He said, pray like quietly, like whisper your prayers. Okay? Tammy, Kay Lorraine, blessings to you. Tammy's waiting on her grandchild. Very exciting. She's in Austin. So I'm just sending blessings to Tammy and Sunny, her daughter Sunny. Sunny is going to be well in this birth. She's going to be fine. And she has the best mother for attending this birth, right? Are you attending? There could not be a better mom to attend the birth. So experienced. Beautiful. So take your camera along if she'll let you. Is she going to let you take pictures? Caitlin, are you still here for Uncle Mo? And Judy. Judy, if you want to stick around, I'll get to you as well. And Caitlin for Uncle Mo. Caitlin, Uncle Mo is here, but he's asking you to give him a minute. Like, it's going to take him a minute to get back. He feels perhaps like I don't know if he was pretty elderly or if he was passed for a long time, but he feels like a slow energy. So he says, give me a minute, I'm coming. Okay? Now, that could be reflective of if he used to use a cane or he just feels like it's going to take him a minute to get here. That kind of thing. So we'll give him his time. We'll let him. Uncle Mo is like, he feels that way. I don't know if this was mobility or if it's his age or what it is, but that's the energy I get. Now, if he was only 30, just think about that in whatever ways it can apply. How old was he when he passed? Caitlin? Make sure I'm getting the right person. Oh, okay. Six of Pentacles reversed. He's a pretty, he's still really slow. And he doesn't have a whole lot of energy to him. You know, all spirits are different. Oh, he was old and tired in his late 70s. Okay, I'm on track. But every spirit is different, and even in his spirit realm form, as he is now passed in heaven, he's a really restful ghosty. He doesn't have a whole lot of, like, he's not going to be rushing in with, like, a whole lot. He's very, like, he's settled, really. He's at peace. Anything else here? Yeah, he says I was always a quiet man, but he's telling me about in his youth he used to give instructions to people. So whether he was a teacher or a mentor or a boss of people or something like that, but he used to be the person who would tell everybody what to do, and he'd provide instruction to people. It feels like a type of teaching or something. And but he says I was always a pretty quiet man, though, even though I was required to be outgoing sometimes. He says, really, I was like a quiet man. So, Uncle Mo, I have Caitlin here. Is there anything you'd like to say to her individually? He's really happy to be in heaven, to be honest, Caitlin. He's calling you little girl or little one, some kind of pet name. And he's happy where he is. And he says, there's nothing more I could want. He says, like, I want for nothing. Did he? Cute. The lawnmower. The ride-on lawnmower. Was it a ride-on one? He gave me the chariot as a vehicle. Yeah, he says, there's nothing more I could want. He says, people didn't always understand you, Caitlin. When you were a little girl. I think he says that he kind of like saw you. He says, like, I understood Caitlin. Not everybody understood you. Maybe you had a certain way of speaking when you were really little, such as, like, I'm talking like little. Maybe you had like a lisp or anything like that. I'm not too sure. But he says he understood you better, and most people didn't. Do you want to ask him any questions, Caitlin? He says, don't settle down until, he says, don't settle down until Mr. Right, Mr. Perfect comes along. He's laughing at your joke, Caitlin, about the lines. But even that, it took him quite a while to process what you just said. God love him. He's a real slow ghosty. But I actually love to see that in a ghosty, because it means that he's like really grounded and rooted and settled in his past, in his life, in his afterlife, right? But if anybody's watching and you had a fast ghosty, don't think that it means they're unsettled or something. It's just every spirit is different. Judy, are you still here? Judy was looking for a reading. Yeah, I can tell, Caitlin. That's exactly his energy. Sweet. Judy, who is the person in heaven who you want to hear from? Judy's mom, please. Tell me her name, okay, Judy? Her first name? Or what, you know, what people called her. Judy's mom, please. Hi, Flo. She says she's not lonely. She said, I'm certainly not lonely where I am, okay? She wants you to know that. First thing she wants you to know, I'm not alone. I'm not lonely. And she said she feels better now. So if she was sick or something like that, she's telling me that she has recovered. Now, Judy, I think you have a male. Do you have a brother? There's a masculine person who feels like a brother type of person. So if you don't have a brother, it might be a cousin or somebody of similar, you know, family ties. Tell me about your brother if you have one. The brother who, I'm going to say, perhaps struggles a little bit. Or the cousin who struggles a little bit. Ray? Okay. So your mom is asking you, how is Ray doing? Now, I'm trying not to... I don't think this is your daughter's dad. This is somebody else. Because I've talked to your daughter's dad before. And this is him right here. Is your daughter's dad, Ray. But Flo is talking about somebody else. Flo is talking about a brotherly type of figure. Did Flo have a nephew or a son? Knight of Wands. Like Flo, this is a relative of Flo's. Her son or her nephew or somebody. Who she's concerned about, did he get better? This son who... I would say it's somebody who struggled in his life. So you might have to think about that. And okay. So she's asking you a question. Did they get better? Because she's worried about him, she says. Because she says they can do it. They can do it. Anybody in your family who struggles with mental health or addictions, Judy, let me leave it very broad like that. Anybody who struggles with mental health and addictions, Flo is like praying for them from heaven, okay? And she says, you can do it. And it's mental health or addictions. I'm not accusing anybody of any stuff. Okay. She says, you can do it. You got this. Judy, do you want to ask her any questions? And then Christine, if Christine is still watching, I'll say hello to Chris. Judy's talking about the children. She's talking about 2 children. I guess her favorites. And she just wants to give love to the children of her family, okay? If you don't have any questions, Judy, I'll put your mom to rest. Flo, your family is doing well, okay? You keep rooting for them from heaven, okay, Flo? Judy's doing well. The children are doing well. You keep your protection on them. She is, Judy. She's around you. Now, Christine, are you still here? Okay, Judy. Flo, Judy says, I love you, okay? She knows because you can tell her. She said, sure, she can tell me that. Your dad? What's Dad's name, Judy? Were your parents together? When they passed, were they still married? He says he never really died. Ambrose, he says, I never really died. Like, meaning he's not gone too far from you. They are together, absolutely. When you asked me his dad there, he gave me the lover's card. That means he and your mom are together. Okay? Looks like Christine may have moved on. I'll do one more. Tammy, do you have anybody in heaven who you want to hear from? Or anybody else? Okay, Crystal, thanks for that comment. It's you know, there's often a lag. Brittany, tell me who your person is. I have a masculine figure here who is, I would call him a younger energy. Not a dad, not a grandfather. He's a young man. So if Brittany or Crystal had a young man to talk to, let me know. Okay, let's hear from Tammy's mom, Gina. Okay, Brittany, I'll talk to Mark in a second. Tammy's mom, Gina. Hi, Gina. Tammy, she's so flattered that you're thinking of her. She says, oh my goodness, it's so kind of Tammy to think of me. So Gina, you're about to have a grandchild. Oh, this is sunny. Your mom wishes she could be there. Tammy? I see. So this is Sunny, and your mom is, I'm going to say the word intervening with Sunny. There will be some moments throughout the process that are unexpected. There are some medicines that people want to give and that kind of stuff. And Sunny knows what's best for her. Okay, Tammy? Gina, show me your spirit. She's telling you, Tammy, that she is neutral, like her spirit is neutral about the family. She has no, like, if she were a mother alive, a grandmother, she would be like telling you all what to do and like trying to like influence your decisions. But what she's trying to get it at is that Sunny knows best for herself, and Gina is saying, she's like, it's not my opinion that matters, it's Sunny's opinion that matters. So she's talking about your dynamic in like in the context of childbirth and like the multiple generations, because she's like, normally a grandmother would be there like, you know, telling everybody what to do, but she says no, Sunny knows her own mind, and she says nobody should be influencing that. Okay, so keep that in mind, Tammy, during the childbirth process, that Sunny knows what's best for her, even if whether she asks for certain interventions or she denies certain interventions, she knows Sunny is going to be like the one who knows the best. And she says, Gina says, best wishes to everybody. She's telling you congratulations to you, Tammy. She says, Tammy, it looks like you've gotten everything you ever wanted. It looks like you've gotten everything you ever wanted. The Nine of Cups. If you were to Google the meaning of the Nine of Cups, it means wishes come true. So that's beautiful. Thank you, Gina. Tammy is very cute and interesting how she's presenting herself to me, because I asked her, show me your spirit. And I was trying to feel out like what her energy is like toward you and Sunny, and she told me I'm neutral. So I feel like she's a spirit who's working really hard to like bite her tongue or zip her lips or something. She's trying not to like throw out her opinions and that kind of stuff. And then Mark is here for Brittany, please. Brittany, I always forget. Mark comes out every time. He loves talking to you. And I forget who he is every time. But he's always the magician. And he actually said to me, don't forget me, Brittany. He said, don't forget me. I've been waiting. And he says, who's this little chickie who's always in her car? Who does she think she is? He's like, why is she always in her car? Who does she think she is sitting around in her car? He's funny. Does he like fishing? Like, I'm picturing him with a fishing rod or a jigger. And he says, don't drink and drive. He's funny. He's cute. Yeah, he's showing me, like, he'd like to show me, like, how big of a fish he can catch. Like, be one of those guys with the picture of himself holding the fish. Because he showed me a fishing rod or a jigger. I think he's telling us that the cod are big this year and, like, all this kind of stuff. Have you been out fishing, Brittany? If not, if you're ever out fishing, do it in memory of Mark. He's kind of like, that's my thing. Brittany, is there anything going on in your life that you'd like Mark to talk about? Do you need his advice or like his response on something? Okay, if you haven't gotten fishing yet, maybe you want to do it in his memory. Even if you just go out and get a fishing rod or whatever. Have a beer or something like that in his memory. Yeah, like, what is all this? There's stuff going on in your life. I don't know if you really want to get into that on Facebook, but it's like he would tell you what to do if you asked him. So let me just say that. Okay, perfect. Good. So Mark, whatever this is that you're trying to tell me about, Brittany is doing well with that. Because he says, if you want advice, just ask. So even like not through a medium reading, like just you by yourself, you can ask Mark for like his advice and he'll like just talk to you. Like you'll just get this sense of what he would tell you to do, right? You guys are really connected. You're welcome, Tammy. I'm doing perfect. Best kind. One day at a time. Kisses. Brittany, is there anything left lingering for you with Mark? Mark Jordan says hi, okay. He says Jordan got her scald. He's talking about Jordan. He says Jordan got his chest all puffed up and he sits in his chair right high and mighty or something. I don't know. I don't know who Jordan is. Is Jordan a child or an adult? Is this a kid who's like right high and mighty? Oh, that's cute. That is cute. He's saying like, oh, look, a buddy sitting up in his chair, right? Got everything. He got her scald. He got everything he wants, right? That is cute. There's the child, the squawking child. Oh, that's funny. All right, my lovies, I better get back to my own little squawking children. They're not squawking. They're good kitties and they're big now. They don't even need me. But I told them we'd have a cup of tea and a muffin and play Crazy Eights this evening. So that's what I'm going to go do. All right, everybody, shine bright.